Jahlani Tavai was named the Detroit Lions off-season standout. Let's talk about it. Okay, so Bleacher Report came out with an article saying that Jahlani Tavai was Detroit Lions off-season standout. And we've seen multiple guys be named the Detroit Lions off-season standout, but they were by different articles. This is by Bleacher Report, so again, this is all opinion. But it is nice to see some recognition for this linebacker, a guy that really turned a lot of heads when he was drafted in the second round. He wasn't really known as a linebacker that was one of the top linebackers on the board. I'm going to be honest, I really didn't hear of Jahlani Tavai until we selected him and I started doing research on him. I really had no idea who we selected. But a lot of people weren't very happy with the pick, but he seems to be getting a lot of recognition here. And if we're being honest, our second round picks in the past haven't been all great. I mean, we've selected Amir Abdullah, who is now with the Minnesota Vikings, and we also drafted Teez Tabor in the second round, who honestly has been really terrible. Hopefully he can fix that in 2019, but overall he's been a really bad cornerback. So Jahlani Tavai could be one of our better draft picks if he is just a solid starter. But with that being said, here's what Bleacher Report had to really say about Jahlani Tavai this offseason with the Detroit Lions. They basically said that he has moved around a lot during the OTAs and the minicamp, and we kind of expected that. We don't exactly know where Jahlani Tavai's set position will be for the Detroit Lions, and we expect him to move around. He's a versatile linebacker. They also say that he's a long, lanky, versatile linebacker, which we knew. We knew this about Jahlani Tavai. That was one of his strengths. The strength was that he's a bigger linebacker that really fits the system and, I guess you could say the scheme defensively that the Detroit Lions are looking for. This is why in my last video where I talk about 4 trades that could happen, one person commented that Jalen Reeves-Maybin could be a guy that could be traded. And I don't exactly remember what your name was, but you were exactly right with that, and I'm glad you said that because you were right on. I forgot that player. But Jalen Reeves-Maybin really doesn't fit that mold. He's a small, fast linebacker, so there's a good chance that he may be traded or let go or something, or probably won't have a role in 2019 unless it's exactly just with special teams. And what Matt Patricia and Detroit Lions have said, a player can only do one thing. He has to be so good at that position. So that's why it makes it hard for Jalen Reeves-Maybin to really be on the team for 2019 if he's just a special teams player. But that's where Jahlani Tavai thrives. He can move around as a linebacker, which he has this offseason. He's played multiple positions, and that has a lot to do with why he was named the offseason standout. He does a lot of different things. He can move around, he can play all the positions, he can play what you need, and he can also be implemented into special teams if he has to. Now, they said that Matt Patricia has had a playoff caliber defense before, and he expects the Detroit Lions to have that in 2019. I expect them to be one of the best defenses in the league. This is why I have so high hopes for 2019, because I think they're going to shut down a lot of teams like they did at times last season, but now with more weapons like Jahlani Tavai, Trey Flowers, that kind of thing, everybody getting familiar with this defense. I expect a lot for this defense in 2019. I think Jahlani Tavai is going to have a big role in that. They said that they didn't have a great feel where Tavai's spot would be for 2019, which we kind of just alluded to, which makes a lot of sense. But again, he does multiple things, so he can be moved around. He can really play wherever we need him to. If we have a gap at a certain linebacker position, he can fill in there. He's played the middle linebacker, he's played the outside linebacker, and I guess if he really had to, he could get on the edge or the defensive end position because he is such a big linebacker. And again, this is what the Detroit Lions have been looking for. It really seems to work, especially when setting the edge, and I wouldn't be surprised if that was Jahlani Tavai's role. Being such a big linebacker, to put him on the outside like an outside linebacker to help set that edge, especially during runs, then it would be very important for the Detroit Lions to have a guy like that. So I'm very excited to see what Jahlani Tavai can do for the Detroit Lions. I just kind of wanted to tell you guys about this because I love to see guys get recognition that you don't really talk about a lot. And Jahlani Tavai was one of those guys that really wasn't getting a lot of love from many Lions fans, and I don't think he still is, but it is nice to see some recognition here. Hopefully he can do what he does. Hopefully being a second round pick, he can stand out and be a really good player, because I think there's some later round picks that are going to be great. Hopefully Tavai can really fill out to that second round pick and be one of the best players coming out of the draft. I'm super excited to see what Jahlani Tavai can do in this Matt Patricia type of defense, and so far, so good. So let me hear your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you, Pride, for watching, and make sure you click the top link in the description. Get yourself a DoseOfDion 2.0 shirt. They're really cool. At least check them out. Thank you, Pride, for watching, and I'm out.